right on time. We have hit this right on time. Right, we are on, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, guys, the world is going bonkers today. Absolute insanity. Right, guys, listen. If you live in the United Kingdom, it is now official that asylum seekers have more rights than you. I'm not making that up. Ladies and gentlemen, that is straight from the government's mouth. Please, somebody, I actually want somebody right now to prove me wrong. I want somebody to come in the comments and say, actually, Sean, this is not what was said. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching my show, if you've been watching, I've been following this subject, and it's official. The government in the United Kingdom right now are claiming that asylum seekers have more rights than the people who live here. I'm not making that up, guys. We've also got the war in Ukraine. The United Kingdom are telling Russia to stop senseless killings after strike on Kiev. Like, what? Like, all killings are senseless, guys. Let's just be clear. All killings are senseless. And of course, also the Treasury are considering more taxes, more and more taxes. Look, guys, before we get onto this, right? Before we get onto this, I need to caveat and I need to open up, which I feel I don't really want to be that guy who says, I've done this, I've done that, I used to be this, I did this. But I think it's fair for the purpose of this live stream that I reaffirm and I reignite or retell you guys that I used to be a member of Reform. Yes, I did. I used to be a member of Reform, guys. I was standing in the last election as a candidate for Reform. I resigned, ladies and gentlemen. I did. I resigned. I resigned from Reform UK, the political party, because of the way it was being run. I looked at the system, I looked at the people, and I said, well, do you know what, guys? Actually, thank you very much, but no thank you. I'm very good, thank you. I don't want to be part of your shit show. I'm good. I'm absolutely fine. I resigned from Reform, guys, when they were gathering strength because I saw the problems that were coming. People talk about the conflicts that are happening in the world right now when we talk about Ukraine. Guys, look, all conflicts are pointless. They really are pointless. I've said this so many times. I've said it so many times. I want a world where we are going into space. We are competitive human beings. We are apex predators. We're explorers, engineers, pioneers. We are top of the food chain. We need that competitivity to drive us forwards. We need that competitivity to make us succeed. And without that, oh, hang on. Yeah, and without that competitivity, we are not going to go forwards. So what I'm saying at this point, guys, is I would love to see, I want to see, in fact, don't you want this as well? Wouldn't you prefer a world where, rather than fighting each other in ridiculous wars, wouldn't you prefer a world where we were working in our communities, in our countries? We still had that competitivity. We can still have East versus West. We can still have America versus Russia. We can still have all these countries competing, but rather than competing and destroying each other and like literally killing young men, wouldn't it be better to compete for the infinite resources of space? I'm talking asteroid mining. I'm talking colonies on the moon. I'm talking colonies on Mars. I'm talking giant solar panels now around the sun. But we don't have that, do we, ladies and gentlemen? We do not have that at all yet. What we do have is a situation in the United Kingdom right now where the rights of asylum seekers overpower the rights of the indigenous people. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get this headline up real quick because it is wild. Right, so here we have it, guys. This is a live update. The rights of asylum seekers trump the people of Epping. Now, that is literally from have I been restricted yet? That is literally, guys, the headline. That is the headline today in, I think, the Telegraph. So this is the defense. So you know how the people of Epping were protesting outside the hotel. And they're saying, listen, do you know what? We don't want our children scared. We don't want our children scared when they're walking to school. We don't want our children harassed. And the council in Epping, they said, well, actually, do you know what? We're going to vote to close that hotel. Well, turns out the government had second thoughts. Hang on, guys. There's something happening to the screen here. Am I still on? I don't even know if I'm streaming. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if I'm streaming. The screen's just literally gone blank. I don't know. I might have been cut off. Guys, if you're on TikTok, am I still on? My screen's just gone blank. Yes, right. Okay, I'm still on. Sorry, guys. When I talk and I say things that are when I talk and I say things that are a little bit controversial, the screen does strange things on this end. So my screen just went blank then. I didn't know if I was screening. So I'm leading with this today, guys, okay? I am leading with this. If you live in the United Kingdom, I want to get this article up, guys, because it is so wild. Yeah, I think it's from, yeah, here we are. Yeah, so here it is, guys. This is from the Telegraph. I was right. So look, guys, and I'm just going to read this. The rights of asylum seekers trump the people of Epping. Say that to yourselves, guys, and make it make sense, all right? So now you've got the government coming out and saying, actually, you people of Epping, the rights of asylum seekers actually trump you. They're actually more important than you. Like, can you imagine the audacity of them? It's just unbelievable, guys. And then also you've got, you've got today in the news as well. You've got these. I'm just going to read this out to you guys, okay? So you've got, where is it? You've got the case of the two Afghan. Here we are, guys. You've got the two Afghan. You've got the alleged incident where there's the two Afghan asylum seekers who did the thing to a 12-year-old girl. One of them's called Mohammed and the other one's called I can't remember the other one's name. But why do they go after young girls? Like, why do they go after 12-year-old girls? Like, it's unbelievable. So let's just do this. Let's just put these two things together, guys. All right. Let's just put these two things together. All right. You've got two Afghan asylum seekers here who have been charged with attacking and doing the thing that you guys know I'm talking about to a 12-year-old girl. That's out in the mainstream today, guys. And you've also got the government saying out, well, actually, the rights of those asylum seekers trumps the rights of that girl. Guys, we're being raped. As a country, we are being raped. I don't even care if I get cut off anymore, guys. I don't care if TikTok blocks me. Do you know what? Actually, I want it to block me. I want TikTok to block me because I'm sick of minding my P's and Q's, having to pussyfoot around what words I can say. The country, the United Kingdom, guys, we are being absolutely, not only are we being raped, we are being sucked dry. We are being sponged dry beyond belief, ladies and gentlemen. It's unbelievable. Can you just say that to yourselves, guys, all right? Two asylum seekers charged with the thing that they do with a 12-year-old girl. You know what you would expect? Like, let's do some visualization now. Two asylum seeker men from Afghanistan. What crime do you think they're going to have committed to a 12-year-old girl? What? Do you think they're going to, I mean, I don't know. Do you think they're going to take her an ice cream offer? Do you think they've done something on that brain rot or whatever it is? Come on, man. At 12, you're still a kid. You've still got like kiddie bedding on. You still wear kiddie socks. Is this what kind of men we're bringing over to this country? Is this the type of diversity we want? Stop the clock, ladies and gentlemen. I want to get off. And look, guys, believe me, all you people who think that, like, you know, everybody's equal, you're not ready for what's coming. You're not ready for what's coming. You have no idea what's coming. And you think it just happens to little girls. You think? Really? You think it just happens to little girls? Trust me, guys, I'm suspecting that behind the scenes, there's a lot of stories involving young boys that's just not broken yet. People don't want to talk about it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're leading with today. The rights of asylum seekers are trump. The rights of asylum seekers trump your rights. That's not me saying it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the government of the United Kingdom, the government, the Home Office Defence. Oh, well, actually, those immigrants should be allowed to stay in that hotel and rape and pillage their way through that city because their rights actually trump the rights of the people who live there. Hoddy, hoddy, ho. Honestly, guys, I mean, when are people going to wake up and look what's around? And all these people with their, like, you know, with their little flags. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think rant over. Look, guys, you know, we've got girls. You know, they're 11 and 12. They're, you know, and every time I see these headlines, you know, you can't not be thankful that this has not happened to your child, and you also cannot disassociate yourselves with what that family's feeling, what that little girl went through. And we're bringing it in ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Not only are we bringing it in ourselves, we're paying for this. Do you know what? We've actually paid. Like, if you're a taxpayer, you paid for those girls to get raped. You did. That's the reality, guys. If you're a taxpayer, well done. Well done, you taxpayers. Well done, us taxpayers. Well done to all the taxpayers, guys. We are paying for the rape and pillage of our own country. Why don't we just get it over and done with right now? Why don't we just get it over and done with right now? The quicker the better, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I say. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'm on now. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys can see I have the bee in the bonnet. So before we get on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm triple. Wow, I've been monologuing for 15 minutes. I'm on, ladies and gentlemen. So can you do me a real big favor? Can you do me a real big favor? Like, comment, subscribe, share. We're triple streaming today, guys. We are on X. We're on X. We are on YouTube. Yes, we are on YouTube. We're on YouTube as well. And we are on, oh, hang on. We've got one here. Hang on a minute. We've got some letters here. I don't know what this word is, saying go learn the history of yourself. Listen, all right. It's not the day to wind me up. It's not the day to wind me up. I can promise you right now, it's not the day to wind Raven up. We had somebody yesterday trying to wind me up. They felt silly. Right, look, guys, if you're going to call me out on anything, just remember this, all right? Before you get caught, oh, here we are. Right. Lucci Frias, I'm speaking to you now, mate. All right. He's Lucci Frias. I can't pronounce that word. He's telling me to go learn the history of yourself. Like, Lucci, listen, guys. What I will say here is, if you're gonna call me out, all right, if you're gonna call me out, you need to understand a few things. I'm vastly more intelligent than you. I am. I'm vastly more intelligent than you. I run faster for longer. I will push myself to limits that you don't even understand. I've got all my own teeth. I've got black hair, blue eyes. Not only have I got black hair and blue eyes, I've got fantastic black hair and beautiful blue eyes. You're not going to win. The best case scenario that you can get right now is you get aggressive and get yourself blocked. All right. That's the best case scenario for you right now. It really is. So let's go there. Let's go. Let's drop this smoky gun wagon. The history of myself. Well, I know my own history. I know my own history. And I'll admit, guys, you know, my family came over to the United Kingdom as boat migrants. We did. We came over to the United Kingdom as boat migrants in the 11th century from the Ardennes forest. That's where my family history comes from. So that's from the 11th century. Now, if you want, I don't know what you're talking about. How much did you pay you? I mean, how much did you pay you? Look, guys, I'm not even getting involved with this guy. He clearly, like, he's saying, how much did you pay you? Right, look, Lucky, I don't know what your name is. I can't pronounce it. And I mean, no disrespect. I think it's Lucia's Friars. With all due respect, if you want to ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. If you want to call out, like, history, let me know what you actually mean and put that into a legible question, all right? Please put it into a legible question and I'll answer you. I'll educate you. And you know what? You might start waving a cross of St. George. That's all I'm going to say. Right, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do have the chat open. The chat is open, so I do apologise if I can't get everyone's comments. UK Veterans is saying, did you see Ofcom? Yeah. So energy prices are going up, guys. The price of everything is going up. And look, guys, this headline has really wound me up today. It really has. It's wound me up today. Rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of the people in Epping, ergo the rights of asylum seekers trump everybody's rights. So, UK Veterans are saying the price of energy is going up. Yeah. Do you know who doesn't have to pay? Do you know who doesn't worry about their energy bills? I mean, look, guys, I worry about my energy bills. I do. I just shouted at the girls because they left the bathroom light. And I'm like, don't leave the bathroom light on if you're not in. It's not even day. It's not even nighttime. Do you know who doesn't? Do you know who doesn't have to worry about their energy bill? And it's not Angela Rayner either. It's not Angela Rayner. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's unbelievable, guys. We are paying for this, ladies and gentlemen. We are paying for the rape of Britain. And it winds me up, guys. It's so sad to see. I've got a lot of friends in America. In fact, hang on. Let me tell you how many things like it's going crackers, the group chat, my work group chat. Hang on. I'm scared to open it. I've got 47 messages on the group chat. I'm not opening it because if I open the group chat, they're going to see I've seen it. But there's people from America on there, and they're always saying, "Sean, what's happening? What's going on?" Look, guys, I am leading with this. How do you feel? Like right now. Right now, how do you feel with this headline that the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of people who live in the United Kingdom? Like, how does that make you feel? And then you look on the headlines, and at the same time, you've got 2 Afghan migrants, asylum seekers, raped a 12-year-old girl. So let's just put this together, guys. Are we saying, honestly, guys, I'm literally, I don't want to be inflammatory with this. Are we saying, right, okay, like, I'm trying to be as objective as I can here, guys. I really am trying to be as objective. Listen to what I'm saying. The rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of the people of the United Kingdom, all right? Yeah? Ergo, the rights of those asylum seekers who raped that 12-year-old girl, 2 of them, trump her rights. So they have more rights than the girl they raped. Am I wrong? Am I massively wrong on that, guys? Am I out of line saying that? Am I wrong saying that, guys? Am I wrong saying that? Am I wrong? Am I wrong repeating what the Home Office has said? Am I wrong repeating what headlines are on the mainstream media? Am I wrong putting those two together and thinking, hang on a minute, Telegraph. The rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of people who live in the UK. Right, okay, fine. Right, okay, right, got it. I've got it. They've got more rights than me. I pay for them. I pay the politician. I pay everything with my taxes. All right, fine. Okay, I've got it. Right, I've got it. Right, okay. Oh, they're raping young girls, 12-year-old girls. Oh, now it makes sense. It makes sense. They obviously have more rights than that 12-year-old girl. So they are clearly above that 12-year-old girl. So therefore, I mean, you could argue, I mean, look, guys, there's a legal argument here. And in fairness, there's a legal argument here. There's a legal argument here. But because those asylum seekers have more rights than that 12-year-old girl, that they shouldn't have to be prosecuted for rape because they have more rights than her. And it's only a matter of time before that happens. Honestly, guys, I'm not marking anything off. I'm just so annoyed at the moment, guys. I'm so annoyed, you know. I'm so furious, angry. And look, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen nothing yet. You think things are bad now. You think, do you? Do you think things are bad now? Do you? Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen nothing yet. Do you know what? I was watching a video yesterday, and it was I was watching a video yesterday, and it was like in a woodland somewhere, and there's all these tented camps in woodland in the UK. Do you know what's coming? Do you? Do you know what's coming, guys? It's coming, right? There's going to be a situation pretty soon where masses of our countryside are going to be given to migrants. That's what's going to happen. Do you know why? Because they're going to claim they've been there 10 years. Oh, we've been here 10 years. It's our land now. That is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Be under no illusion. And then all the ducks and swans and all this stuff. Honestly. Right, where's that person gone who was calling me out? Because I really was hungry. I really was hungry. And I eat green berets for breakfast. Right now, I'm very hungry. Right, the afters here is saying, just real quick, guys, slightly off topic. The afters is saying, Russia discovered the biggest oil field in the biggest oil field in history in Antarctic in the Weddell Sea. Yeah, so that's in that's a headline from a while ago. That is actually in British territory. So Britain, the United Kingdom, Britain are sat on the world's biggest oil reserves. And we're all destroying ourselves for this net zero. Absolutely insane. Yeah, look, David Lammy's one and only job should be to go down to Antarctica to get that oil, drive energy prices down, drive productivity up, and let everybody in the United Kingdom release the potential of the United Kingdom rather than buckle them under their own bureaucracy. Ellen, hang on. Ellen Grace. Ellen Grace is saying, feeling sick to my stomach to what's coming to the UK. So am I, guys. So am I. Look, guys, I talked about hope earlier, and I have been watching Lord of the Rings. I have, and I did feel like a little bit like Gandalf. I'm not going to lie. I think every time I watch Lord of the Rings, I notice something new and something. I get a new, like I have a new epiphany. I do. Like, every time I watch Lord of the Rings, and it's a lot. I have a new epiphany. And I was talking about hope. Guys, I need to take that off because I've got this rape of 12-year-old girls, because I need to take that off because I'm looking at it and it's winding me up. So I was talking about hope earlier on the. I did a video earlier. I was talking about hope. Too much hope, you don't do anything. You expect other people to do it. You expect Nigel Farage to do all this cool stuff. You know, it's not going to happen, guys. I've said this many times. Not enough hope, and you give up. So you have to have you have to drive in that, you have to drive like in the middle, well, not in the middle. You have to drive somewhere that makes you have enough hope that you can change something, but not too much hope that you rely on other people. And one of the things I was saying is, I was talking about Rupert Lowe and Ben Habib. Now, and again, look, guys, if anybody's watching and you don't think I understand subversion, I absolutely understand subversion. I understand that the United Kingdom is being subverted. I understand divide and conquer. I understand we're in a spiritual war. And ultimately, if you want to trace that back, to its fundamental roots, we are in a spiritual war between good and evil. That's the reality, and again, that's a little bit difficult for some people to do that. That is a little bit difficult for some people to digest, but it's the reality, guys. Ultimately, you trace this back far enough, this is a war between good and evil. And yeah, I'm talking about biblical good, biblical evil, the forces of darkness, El Diablo, the devil, Lucifer, the fallen one. Yeah, I'm talking about all that, guys. I am. But it's very difficult for some people to digest because a lot of people only see 2D when the reality is there's like 3, 4, 5, maybe even 12 different dimensions. But anyway, guys, so the fall of the United Kingdom and the inevitability of the Americanization of Great Britain. It's here, guys. Listen, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat who can remember. I don't know if there's anyone in the chat right now who can remember. Like, it was definitely last year. I did a video. In fact, it's on YouTube. I did a video on YouTube, and I've certainly talked about it quite a lot. But it was definitely last year when I was talking about how Britain will become part of the United Kingdom. And it's very, and when you understand these things, you understand what's happening. It's very difficult not to see it. It's very difficult not to see it. I got a lot of pushback when I started talking about how, go on. I don't even know what country we're in. How Britain would become part of the United States. But like, I did a video the other day, and like, there's still some people pushing back. I mean, really, guys, like, I forgot to do it. I was going to do a video earlier, I've just remembered. And the video was something like, in Texas, there was a dad who beat to death. Like, there was a dad who beat to death his daughter's rapist. And the courts in Texas, they didn't press any charges. They didn't press any charges. They were like, yeah, well, what happens. You beat him to death. It is what it is. He's not going to rape anyone anymore. In the UK, what would happen? Well, we already know the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of the people who live here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know when I say that, you know when I'm telling you that, that's not me. They're not my words, guys. That is not my words. That is the words of the Home Office. Yeah, that's the words of the legal team representing the Home Office. By extension, they represent Yvette Cooper. They're from Yvette Cooper. So they're telling us what's happening, guys. They are telling us what's happening. And people will be, oh no, what they actually mean is, in this scenario, because those asylum seekers are actually, it was a peaceful rape, and yeah, that 12-year-old girl, well, actually, because she doesn't have the rights of an asylum seeker, she deserves to get raped, and because there was 2 of them, and they gang raped her, and she was only 12, and they're actually, they deserve compensation because they shouldn't have been brought through the courts, and £1 million each. Something like that is probably going to happen, guys. It probably is. It's probably going to happen. I'm not going to deny it. We're all going to have to pay. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. It will get better. It's going to get better in about 40 years. It's going to take 40 years, this shit show, guys. This shit show is going to take about 40 years to dissolve. But by then, we're going to be in Antarctica anyway, so it's not going to really matter. And then we're all going to be waving our little flags, and everything's going to be fine. We're all going to have the afters is saying that's an anomaly. The Afters is saying that's an anonymous. I forgot how to talk. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. I've lost the gift of speech this evening. I do apologise. Mind if I speak the Queens, not the Kings? I've just translated the Afters. Hang on. The Afters is saying that's an anomaly. There are so many things wrong with the US. Britain isn't great, but it's ours. So here's the thing, guys, right? You know when all the kids are getting raped? You know when all the 12-year-old girls are getting raped? And we can't stop Asylum, and the political class is broken, and we're saying, yeah, but it's ours. Oh, yeah, but it's ours. It's our country. Like, what do we have as a country, guys? What do we literally, like, what is British? What? Tell me what's British. What? What do we have that's British? Financial system. Yeah, fine. All right. City of London. Like, does that benefit you? Does that benefit you? Do you go home at night and think, do you know what? I know the taxes are going up. Yeah, the taxes are going up. Probably not going to be able to have a good Christmas this year because the price of electricity. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? The financial city of London. Yeah, we've got that. We've got that. Yeah, we've got that. Like, what do we have, guys? You know, we're a shadow. We're a shadow of a memory. Britain is a shadow of a memory right now. And that's all we have, a shadow of a memory. We kind of can't really like identify what it is or what it was. Oh, we have the pound. We have our own currency. We have the pound. Oh, we've got pound coins. So the next time you go in the supermarket, right, and you're paying with like a £20 note or whatever, if you can afford a £20 note, with your £5 note or whatever, you know, the next time you go in and you've got the king's head on your £5 note and you're paying for your, I don't know, whatever, your noodles, and you pay for your noodles, and the 12-year-old girl's getting raped, and you're looking and you're like, you know what? I know those girls are getting raped. They're getting raped at a phenomenal rate in the United Kingdom. But at least I get to pay with a piece of paper that's got the king's head on it. Hashtag winning. Hashtag winning. Hashtag winning. You know, listen, guys, I've paid with dollars before. Just a quick update for anyone who's questioning it, the pound versus the dollar. If you go to pay with US dollars, it's the exact same procedure that if you are going to pay with pounds. It is. Believe me, guys, it is. I know that's going to sound controversial to some people, but if you pay with USD, it's exactly the same. You stand there, you open your wallet, you go inside your wallet, you take a piece of paper out, and you give it to the shop assistant. She says, I don't know, $4 rather than £4. Again, that may confuse some people, but don't worry about what she says afterwards, whether it's pounds or dollars. Just worry about the numbers, all right? Just worry about the numbers, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you go in there, you give them the dollars. They take the dollars. They will then put that through the till, calculate the change using the numerical system we all know, we were all taught at school, multiples of 10. And then whatever's left over from the money you gave the shop assistant, they'll give it you back. And then you put that back in your wallet, you put it in your pocket and you go. And I know some people want to keep the pound. I do. I know some people want to keep the pound at the expense of our young girls. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, my daughter's been raped 5 times by asylum seekers, but at least I get the pound. I got my pound. I'm paying her. Yeah, 6 times now, but at least I give him this £20 note with the king's head on it. Yeah. What? No, I don't actually use money. I just use my card. What? How does that make any sense? Well, when I pay, it comes out in pounds, not dollars. You do realize that's going to make no difference to your life. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about my ranting this evening, guys. I'm so furious and I'm so sick to the back teeth. I am, guys. I'm sick to the back teeth of every day looking at the headlines. Every day my phone's flashing. 12-year-old girl, 10-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl decides to fight back. What happened to her? Oh, she's arrested. She's doing time in a young offender. All right, okay, yeah. Every time, guys, every day we wake up, more and more of this happens. It's unbelievable, guys. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining for the first time, I think I've been ranting now for how long have I don't even know how long I've been ranting. Rights of asylum seekers. It's official, guys. It's official. It is official, ladies and gentlemen. The rights of asylum seekers in the United Kingdom. I'm not making this up, guys. Look, guys, this is not me speculating. This is not my analysis. This is not me saying, yeah, well, it feels like. No. I'm not saying that, guys, all right? I'm saying, all right, the Home Office in the United Kingdom have said the rights of asylum seekers trump the people of this country. Go just literally Google that, guys. Google that. Now this comes in the wake of the Epping hotel closure. The government are arguing that they shouldn't close the hotel. The government are arguing that they shouldn't close the hotel because the rights of the asylum seekers are above the rights of the people that live there. Let me know how you think about that, guys. Let me know how you think about that. Right, I'm going to jump over to YouTube, guys. I'm going to jump over to YouTube. Get some comments on YouTube. Listen, guys, I know I'm not getting a lot of the comments right now because I'm just ranting. Guys. I am. We've got two girls. They're 11 and 12. We've got two girls, 11 and 12. I'm terrified. I am. I'm terrified. I'm terrified that. I'm terrified. So many things. Like as a dad, you're terrified of so many. I see a lot of threats that people don't. I see a lot of looks and a lot of culture that people don't. And I don't want you to see that either, guys. I want you guys to be happy. I don't want you to be happy. I want you to understand what's happening. And when you understand what's happening, a symptom of understanding is you're not happy. I see a lot of things that people don't. I've witnessed a lot of things that people shouldn't. And as a, in fact, can you remember last night when we was on the YouTube chat, somebody tried to call me out? So we had somebody trying to call me out last night on the chat on YouTube, and then they just started to get aggressive with me when I gave them facts and figures. And we had a guy trying to call me out on TikTok as well, but they've vanished now. I've not seen them. I don't know where they've gone. Sandy123 is saying we should go to the European Court of Human Rights and put our case for rights and safety. So there is something actually in the human. There is something in the Charter for Human Rights that says you've got to protect culture in the country, and like by every definition of that by every aspect of that definition, culture in the UK has been absolutely eroded and destroyed, guys. It's been absolutely eroded and destroyed. Trisha, in fact, where's Trisha? Where's Trisha gone? Trisha, you comment. Right, Trisha just commented and it's vanished. Right. Hang on, let me scroll up, guys. Let me scroll up. There we are. Right. Trisha is saying, if you're scared, that makes me terrified now. Trisha, I'm scared because I know that I can't be everywhere at once. I understand when these things happen, you don't know where they're going to happen. They happen at unlikely places. They happen at places you've not foreseen. And for me, I'm always trying to second guess things. I'm always trying to second guess things, trying to think, right, what's going to happen there? Are the girls safe walking to school? On the way back, what's the most likely thing to happen? Shall I tell them to walk on the other side of the road away from the crowds of kids? And that's where I'm going. You know, as a dad, you can't be everywhere at once. And then if something does happen, and then like as if something, let's just put hypothetical scenario right now, ladies and gentlemen, hypothetical scenario right now. Let's just say I see one of the girls being assaulted, right? I see that, raven eyes, I see that, you know, I see them being assaulted, right? I go over to intervene. But I'm a second-class citizen because the rights of asylum seekers trump the people who are in this country as per the Home Office legislation. So now I'm thinking, right, okay, so I'm a second-class citizen. So if I respond in a robust manner, everybody's getting the good news, guys. Mums, dads, aunts, uncles, cats, dogs, buses are going out of fashion, stones getting cracked. I will literally reorder the fabric of time. It's all going wrong, guys. It's all going wrong. But then you have to consider, right, because I'm now a second-class citizen, which I am, the Home Office, their legal defense against the Epping hotel closure is that the rights of asylum seekers trump the people of Epping. I'm not making that up, guys. That's not me pretending. That's not me being, that's not me trying to give like a clickbait. That is literally the British Home Office. You know those people who we fund? Yeah, we fund those. We fund those. Unbelievable. You know, that's them saying that. So now I'm worried, right, okay, if I get like, you know, if something happens to me, where does that leave the girls? Anyway, right, I'm going to jump over to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to jump over to YouTube. John is saying, I can tell you all the same as me, my friend, if they were assaulted and your children would lose your mind. And yeah, exactly. You know, it's unbelievable now. But now listen, if you want to protect your children, listen, guys, so John's saying here, he would protect his children as well. But look, guys, if you're one of those right-wing racists and you want to defend your children, keep in the back of your mind that you are a second-class citizen if you are confronted by an asylum seeker. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I need to carry on. Somebody called Pakistani Star wants to join the live stream. Pakistani Star, with respect, send me an email, send me a direct message, and if you want to talk about something, I'm going to assume you're going to call me out and tell me I'm a load of stuff. If you want to call me out, or anything, Pakistani Star, you need to send me a message and let me know what we're talking about first. I can't just let people on. Where was I going with that? Yeah. So if you're a father or a mother or even a child, and look, guys, when I'm talking about this stuff, it's no longer hypothetical. I'm giving you guys real world scenarios. Honestly, can we not just talk about like crop circles, Three-Eye Atlas, Apophis, Wormwood, you know? Anyway. From now on YouTube is saying, yeah, so not Wormwood. From now over on YouTube is saying Pakistani asylum seeker appears in court, and I have seen this one as well, accused of doing the thing. You know the thing, guys. You know the thing that they do to young girls, to an 8-year-old girl. But it wasn't just once, it was multiple attacks. It's like, I could go on. I could literally, I know I could do a live stream. I could do a live stream for an hour just listing people's names and girls they've attacked. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're all wrong. You're wrong. You are wrong. You're wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know why you're wrong? Do you know why you're wrong? We've all been wrong this time, guys. We've all been seeing this thing. We've all been seeing this through the wrong eyes. We have. It's clear now. The Home Office in the United Kingdom are saying that the asylum seekers, the rights of asylum seekers, trump the people of the United Kingdom. It's not me, that's the Home Office. So now I've re-educated myself. Right, okay, right, I'm re-educated myself now. So next time I'm about to get robbed, I'll think, they need the money. I'm only a taxpayer. They are, they're the asylum seekers. They have a higher rate, a higher rights threshold than us taxpayers, us veterans who bled, us veterans who bled and have mates who've never seen their firstborn child, they have more rights than us. And I hope they're having nice dinner. I hope they have nice dinners, guys. I really do. I really do hope they have nice dinners. And I hope nobody's like, I really do hope they've got nice dinners, guys. I really do. Right, let me jump up and get these comments. Right, ladies and gentlemen, no more ranting from Raven. The Raven rant has stopped. Raven rant done. Let me get you the headlines. I can't even remember what they were. It was British government has asked Russia to stop killing people in the Ukraine war. Like, yeah, nice one. Like, hang on, it's hang on, let me get you the exact terminology. Here we are. Let me get this. It's embarrassing. UK tells Russia, stop senseless killing. Let me let you into a little secret, ladies and gentlemen. All killing is senseless. I've got birds on the roof. All killing is senseless, ladies and gentlemen. There is no caveat to that, all right? Every young man, every young woman who's trying to defend their country or their perceived team, every time one of those young people transcends to a beam of light, it's a tragedy. There's mums, there's dads, there's brothers, there's sisters, there's girlfriends, there's wives, there's kids. It's disgusting. Every time. And it really bothers me, guys. It really bothers me. Like, we should be a spacefaring, like, civilization right now. Instead of, like, Russia and Ukraine having a war where they're destroying each other, and this goes with any war, but wouldn't it be better to put that energy into taking the infinite resources of the cosmos? And then you're benefiting, you're growing, you're developing, you're getting a better standard of life. But no. We're going to spend millions on the military-industrial complex. What on? Oh, this new bomb. What does it do? Oh, it destroys stuff. Oh, it destroys stuff. Proper right good, man. Yeah, man. Oh, it's right good. This it proper destroy. Oh, I'm trying to do Angela Rayner. I don't even know. What's the I can't even think of somebody's accent right now, guys. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to some comments. Let's give you guys some comments. Lisa Jane, in fact, not Lisa Jane. In fact, Lisa Jane, I'm going to do Lisa Jane now. Lisa Jane is saying it's absolutely disgusting how it's making everybody feel about what's happening. The country is in a volatile place right now. Absolutely. Sandra Green is saying, if someone comes for you or your kids, do a good. Yeah, but this is it. This is what I'm talking about. So Sandra Green, if you're still watching on YouTube, all right, if someone comes to attack your kids, I'm not making this up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not making this up. This is not me speculating. The Home Office in the United Kingdom have claimed that the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of people in this country. So if somebody comes to attack you and they're an asylum seeker, they might have the right to attack you. That's the reality, guys. That's how powerful this statement is. Lord of Language says, we both know putting the flags up is the first step, peaceful protest. Then it'll be a general strike or something. Eventually, the government will listen. Anyway, yeah, law of language. That's the way it's heading right now. 100%. That's the way it's heading. The summer of carnage. It's not. I mean, it's not over yet. It hasn't reached the capacity that I thought it would reach. The summer of carnage. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Well, right. That's against people of color. So IQ is saying that's against people of color. IQ, I don't know what IQ. Can you give more context to what you're saying, please? And IQ, if you think this is about like skin color, you're vastly you're vastly like. And I've always like, guys, look, this is like what's happening to the United Kingdom right now. It's got nothing. And like it's winding me up that people think this, and like it's got nothing to do with skin color. It's got everything to do with culture. All right. So if you're from a culture, like if you're from a culture that stones women for like being, if you're from a culture that would stone a woman to death for being raped, kind of the culture I'm talking about. Yes, people from those cultures are predominantly brown. If you're from a culture, if you're from a culture that thinks it's okay to cut, if you're from one of these backward cultures, guys, basically, that's what I'm talking about. This is everything what I'm talking about now is a culture war. It's culture. If you want to go deeper and darker and further into that, we're talking about literal good versus evil, and I am going down that road, guys. I'm talking about like good as in like good and bad as in evil, satanic, dark forces of darkness. And I am talking about that. And I do think these entities are operating behind the scenes. So I don't know what that meant, that last comment there. I don't know what that last comment meant by IQ. Like, I don't know what they said. Is that, where did the IQ say it? That's against people of color. I don't know what is against people of color, but if you're saying that people of color commit more, I don't know what you're saying, IQ. I hope you're still on the chat. I really do, because I'd love to get your feedback. I really would. But this is kind of like how, those people who are banging the signs and they're saying like, racist scum off our streets, racist scum off our streets. And you're looking across the road and there's like 6 black guys there and they're thinking, no, like we just don't want our kids being raped. Like, is that are we racist now? am I racist? Like are black people who don't, guys, I don't know if there's anyone black who's watching, but like if you're a black person, like it's a serious question. And I'm going from this chant. So, we've all seen the chants of people saying racist scum off our streets. All right. So if you're a black person, if you guys remember, one of the girls who was attacked in Epping, she was a black girl. So if you're one of these people who's chanting racist scum off our streets, does that mean that that doesn't apply to black people? So are black people racist? So that's a serious question, guys. Are black people racist? And I'm just using that logic. Are black people racist if they don't want to get their kids raped? Are they racist now? Is that where we're going? I don't know. Honestly, guys, this world is crazy. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're joining us for the first time, the crux of this video is of such. If you live in the United Kingdom, the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of people in the United Kingdom. That's not me saying it. That's not me. That is not me. That is literally the legal team from the Home Office. That's what they're saying, guys. All right. It's all over the headlines. It's all over the headlines in the United Kingdom. It's all over. They can't unsay it now, guys. So if you're in the United Kingdom and you're about to get mugged by an asylum seeker, maybe it's your fault. Maybe they actually have the right to mug you. If you're a 12-year-old girl and you're walking home from school and a couple of 3 or 4 asylum seekers could want to come and rape you, maybe they have the right. I don't know. Maybe they have the right. I'm just going with what the government's saying, guys. I don't understand. I don't understand. I really don't. I want somebody to come in. I want somebody to make it make sense. I thought that everyone was equal under the eyes of the law. And you know what, guys? I actually reject that as well. I reject that. I do. I reject that. Do you think Myra Hindley is as equal as me? Fred West? You know, are these people as equal as me? Are they as equal as you? Absolutely. Like before they were arrested, some of these, the most horrific people, what's his name? Jimmy Savile. Like, you know, before he was arrested, does he really have the same like spiritual rights as you? Really? Really? Is that where we're going? Oh, he's not being convicted by a court. Shut up. Get in the river. Get yourselves in the river. Right, James is saying people are tribal. It's a fact. Racism is targeting people because they're different to you. Love seeing all the flags. We stand together at reform. Poppy, guys, look, Poppy's saying, look, guys, look, I want to get this out to as many people as possible. I started the live stream. I was standing as a candidate for reform back at the last election. I was standing as a candidate. I resigned when reform was on the up. I did. I saw through the pomp, the pageantry. I saw through the fake news. I actually saw what was going on behind the scenes in reform. I tapped out. I said, listen, thank you very much, reform, but I'm good. I don't want to be involved in your shit show. And that's not a diss to Nigel. It's really not a diss to Nigel, guys. I've met Nigel once, and I'll always say this. He's a very intelligent guy. He's articulate, and I do think he's a genuine guy. I don't think he has the stomach to do what is necessary. You know, I don't think he has the stomach to do what's necessary. If you want my opinion, guys, I think Rupert Lowe and Ben Habib, they're people who have not bent the knee. They're people who have not buckled. They're people who have not been bought off. They're people who've refused to accept compromise. And right now, in the the further we let this get in the UK, the further we let this go in the UK, the more drastic measures we're going to need. We could have stopped this in 1998. We could have had, you know what? We could have stopped this in 2000. In 2000, when Tony Blair had opened the doors and we've seen all these people, do you know what? We could go back. When all the Pakistanis started coming over, you know, we could have stopped it then. Listen, guys, I grew up in Rotherham in the 90s, all right? Nobody can tell me what these... Nobody can tell me how these gangs operate. I know. I lived through it. I literally grew up in Rotherham in the 90s, guys, all right? And let me tell you this. It wasn't just the girls that were getting abused. Boys, they were getting absolutely battered, beaten up. And then the Muslim boys would say, he said something racist. And as soon as he mentioned that word racist, from the very top of local government, if somebody mentioned racism, the police had to stop. The police had to stop the investigation and no further action was taken. So you can imagine the empowerment. You can imagine the empowerment that gave people. You know, it's unbelievable. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on an hour now, guys, so I think I'm going to jump over to YouTube in a minute. Yeah, I am going to jump over to YouTube in a minute, guys. Listen, if you're not going to jump over to YouTube and follow this, I just want to throw a few things out there, right, guys, okay? Reform is not the answer. It's not the answer. I don't even know if Rupert Lowe and he's one person. Like if we could get Rupert Lowe as the president of the United Kingdom, I'm going to say yes, he would be fantastic. Like he would be signing executive orders left, right, and center, and he would get stuff done. The problem in the United Kingdom is we don't have a president. We don't have a constitution. All right. That's kind of one of the biggest. That's kind of one of the biggest problems with this. Yesterday, I was talking about how I believe and I welcome the United States takeover of the United Kingdom. No, we're not going to lose his identity. No, we might not even lose our pound. We might even be able to keep the monarchy for whatever that's worth. We're still going to keep our history. It just means we're going to be paying with dollars. Maybe we might even not be paying with dollars. I talked about that yesterday. The crux of this video, ladies and gentlemen, asylum seekers in the United Kingdom, as per the Home Office, have more rights than the people who live in this country. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close TikTok down now, and I will start on the comments on. I'll start on the comments on YouTube. So give me a second. I'll close this down, and I'll be back on tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, will I be back on tomorrow? I think I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. I think I will. If I'm not going to be on tomorrow at 10, I might be on earlier or like after 2. My dad's coming tomorrow. We've got to take a tree down. We've got a tree we need to take down. So it's going to be a bit of a faff tomorrow. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this down now. I'll be over on YouTube. Go follow me on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven 1 on TikTok, and I'm the Real Raven 1 on X. I'll see you in the morning. And they're gone. And they are gone. The TikTok lot have gone. Those TikTokers have gone. We're just with the YouTubers and the Xers. Right, guys, there's a lot of comments here. I'm just going to go from the bottom. I'm going to work my way up. Jackie Holmes is saying, evening, Sean, just jumped over. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Sharon Owen. Lord of Langworth is saying, reform isn't the answer, but it's a vehicle to get us where we want to be. Lord of Langworth, I agree 100%. You know, I'm seeing the cracks where they are, and I'm telling you guys where the cracks are. I think reform, it's got too many people that are not pure. And we need purity at the moment. We need Lord of the Rings. We need Aragorn. We need Aragorn to guide us through. Lisa Jane is saying, has TR not joined Advance? I don't know. I don't even know what their political party is. John Thistlethwaite is saying, put it this way: if we are second-class citizens to an illegal immigrant, who's the real racist here? It's insane. And look, guys, when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about like me speculating. I'm saying what's actually happened, what the government are actually saying. And the government, look, guys, I don't need to share the screen. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Please put it in the chat if you've seen the headline. The headline is, I think it's from the Telegraph. The rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of the people who live in the United Kingdom, and that's the headline today, guys. Okay, that is literally the headline. Philip Gray is saying it's not racist to want our women and children to be safe. I don't think it is either, Philip. I'm with you. Silly Gallardi is saying, evening, everyone. News here reports that a Russian nuclear submarine next to British shore and British aircraft gathering for about it. Did you hear that in the UK? No, we didn't, Silly Gallardi. But what I will say is, at the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis, there was no media coverage of that. There was zero media coverage at the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis. And normally they don't tell you this. Hang on. Potsinator is saying no government party will help change. No, I agree. They are all the same and eventually break under pressure from the elite. I agree 100%, Potsonator. What I'll add to that as well, you know, everybody's wanting this new political party. Everybody's wanting reform. It doesn't matter. The system is broken. It's kind of like if you've got a broken car and you keep changing the wheels every 4 years, you've still got a broken car. Lorraine Craig is saying, yeah, I saw it earlier. We're talking there about what we saw. So earlier on, we was talking about the headline in the United Kingdom. I think it's the Telegraph. The rights of asylum seekers. The rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of the people who live in the United Kingdom. I'm not making that up, guys. That's not me. That's not me saying, yeah. Do you know what? It feels like the rights of people. You know, and I'm not making it up. I'm literally repeating what has been said on mainstream media, guys. Not even repeating what people have been said on the mainstream media. I'm talking about what the Home Office legal team have said as their defense, why they're going to keep the... I mean, look, let's go further into this. So the Home Office, representing the government, their defense to keep the Bell Hotel in Epping open is, we don't care about the people of Epping because the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of the people that live there. Unbelievable. I would like to, if they're listening and they're watching, I would like to remind you who pays your salary, good sir. Who pays your bills? Royal Air Force One is saying, why can't we go get... yeah. So I think what Royal Air Force was talking about there is the oil, the mass amounts of oil that we have in the United Kingdom down by Antarctica. Look, to be honest, let me pin that again. I honestly think we're waiting for the US takeover. I do. I think we're waiting for the US takeover. The United States are going to come over. They're going to take all the oil and everything will be fine. But look, guys, I don't think that's for another 20, 30 years. Antarctica, I'm talking about. I don't think that's going to come online until another 20, 30 years. Lisa Jane, bless you, says Lisa Jane, Susan says, bless you. Mark Robb is saying the main headline should be the planned blackout. The flag is being used as a trigger to cause civil unrest. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more, Mark Robb? Mark Robb, can you elaborate? It's getting dark in here, isn't it? Isn't it getting dark early? Mark Robb, can you elaborate on that a little bit more, buddy? So the main headline should be the planned blackout. The flag is being used as a trigger to cause civil unrest. See, I thought the mass rape of our young girls was being caused as a trigger to cause mass civil unrest. But if it's the flag, I'm wrong. I must be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do we think? Are we all triggered by the flag, or are we all triggered about our girls getting raped? Like, you know, when you walk down the street, you know, when you're walking down, you know, when you go to the beach, are you triggered by migrants looking at your girls, or are you triggered by the Cross of St. George? Maybe I'm wrong, because I'm not triggered by the Cross of St. George. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'd love to hear your feedback on that, Mar Rob. Beverly Kutwinski. I hope I'm saying that right, Beverly Kutwinski. And what a beautiful Polish name that is. What a beautiful Polish name. I love Polish people. I do. I go to a Polish shop daily. I do. I go to a Polish shop daily, and I love the people in there. Actually, I went to a Polish shop, and I went a little bit early. It opens at 9, and I got there a little bit earlier. Honestly, they was having a barbecue outside at 9 o'clock and beers because it was somebody's birthday. And I had a little, you know, one of those little stubby beers. I had a little stubby beer with them, and they gave me a chicken leg while I was waiting for it to open. What fantastic people are the Polish. But anyway, the blood and sweat of a nation pays for the government. Yeah, I agree, Beverly. You're right, and then that nation comes and shits on you. So Jackie Holmes is saying she's not triggered by the flag of the Cross of St. George. She's triggered by, the mass rape of our country. Martin Quinn, hello, Martin Quinn, with what fantastic picture you have with your beautiful family. You must have good genes. For some reason, my internet keeps jumping and I'm on fiber Virgin Media. So I'm writing, not coming out. Martin, unfortunately, I am not an internet. I'm not an internet guy. Guns, tanks, bombs, trains, planes, automobiles, strategy, tactics. I'm all over that. Fiber, internet, Wi-Fi, fiber, Virgin Media. I'm sorry, I'll have to tap out of that. I really will. I'll have to tap out of that. I don't know. But you have a fantastic family, and You've got great genes. Jackie Holmes is jumping back in saying the Polish people are fantastic and hardworking. Yes, and you know what, guys? I'm going to say it as well. Like people say we've had massive Chinese communities in the United Kingdom for like a lot longer than any other community. I would say, you never get any problem with like Chinese communities. You don't get problems with Chinese communities. You don't get problems with Polish communities. You do get problems with. Yeah, and listen, we're like pro Poland today. It's like pro Poland day, and I'm good with that, guys. Poland is one of the places I would consider moving. I saw the Polish Prime Minister, and he was doing press ups with some kid. I thought that was fantastic. Rob Marr is saying, sorry, I meant they're using the flag to pull us away from migrants. I mean, I think the bigger problem here is like, if you go back, look, guys, and I get it, Peter, I get a lot of questions. Oh, Sean, this is happening. Oh, Sean, you're not seeing this. Trust me, guys, I'm seeing everything at greater depth. I'm understanding all these problems. I'm understanding that the migrants are a symptom of international investment. I understand that international investment is a symptom of the banking system. I understand that. I understand this whole global structuring, guys. I understand it. But right now, I just want my girls to be safe when they go to the shop. I do. I want to focus on the problem at hand. And then once we've dealt with the problem at hand, we can deal with the other problems, right? So I do understand all these bigger issues. Martin Quinn is jumping in saying, I've got quite a few Polish friends, jolly and polite. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I like Polish people. Lord of Langworth is saying, triggered by damage done to the Cross of St. George, but nowhere near as much as the rape and violence against it's always against children, isn't it? It's always against why is it? Like, why are the headlines like, Mohammed Abdullah Mohammed raped 12-year-old Mohammed. Why is it always like a gang of them against like a young girl? I mean this in the right ways. It's like to try and understand honestly, anyway, I don't, it's, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we are wrong. Maybe it's us that are wrong because the Home Office in the United Kingdom are saying that the rights of asylum seekers they trump the rights of the people who live in the United Kingdom. So look, guys, maybe we're actually the ones that are wrong. Maybe we're the ones that are wrong. Maybe all this time we've been the ones that are wrong. And maybe we just needed re-educating by the Home Office to say, right, Sean, yes. You know how you've lived in the UK all your life? Yes. You know how you've paid tax all your life? Yes. You know how you served in the military and fought in Afghanistan and Iraq and a load of other places we can't mention? Yes. You know how you've lost friends, like lots of your really good friends? Yes. Defending our country and our values? Yes. Actually, Mohammed, who came over on the boat yesterday, he's actually a tier 1 citizen and you're a tier 2 citizen. Fine. I get that. Fine. Just let me know at least. Let me know where I stand. Do you want me to go and fight another war for Mohammed? Should we go? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is official now in the United Kingdom. Asylums. I don't want to get this live stream not demonetized, restricted, because I don't get the. I've got to be careful. I think I've been restricted anyway, guys. I think I have. I think I've been restricted. Look, guys, the headline today: official in the United Kingdom. Asylum seekers, the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of people that live in this country. No, it's not me making it up. Not me making it up. Tilly Gallardi is saying why people escape their countries for refugees to the West, then want to make the West into countries they escaped. Tilly, I don't know. I don't know. Good question. Good question. I wish I had an answer for you. I mean, like, you know, when do you see people fleeing to, when do you see masses of people fleeing to Afghanistan? Like, oh, we're going to flee to Afghanistan. Things that we're being persecuted. Where can we go? Afghanistan. All right, okay. We're being persecuted. Where can we go? South Sudan. Get yourself to South Sudan. Where can we? We're being persecuted. We're being persecuted for what we believe in. Where can we go? Nigeria. No, never happens. Never happens. Positive mind, positive programming for positive program. You've got a tongue twister as a name. Positive programming for mind, body, and spirit. I was actually meditating today. I was meditating. I had the stones on like is it like a purple one, and then like a red one, and then a green one, or something, and then like. I can't remember that, but like you get the 7 stones and you meditate with them. I really needed the meditation today, guys. Anyway, so positive programming for mind, body, and spirit is saying, hi, Raven. I met with a friend today who told me her teen daughter was stalked by one of the hotel people. Now she's too afraid to go anywhere alone. She's too nervous to report it. Well, positive programming, you need to tell her that it doesn't matter what she thinks, because as per the government in the United Kingdom, the rights of asylum seekers trump the rights of people who are in the United Kingdom. So what you need to tell her is actually doesn't matter, because she's a second-class citizen. We're all second-class citizens. Martin Quinn is saying, if we go to Afghanistan, Lisa will get a sun tan and the ghosts out there quite pleasant tasting as well. The ghosts are quite pleasant tasting. Goats? Do you mean goats? Do you mean goats? Listen, guys, I'll be quite clear. Afghanistan barbecues are pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you've ever been to Afghanistan and had a barbecue, they do... it's like, I think it's beef. They do like beef, but every like third bit of beef on the kebab, I think they have like lamb fat, and they barbecue it. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, but I'll be quite, I'm not ashamed of saying I enjoy Afghan barbecues. Right, James is saying there's no point going to the police anymore. We have to fight our own battles in life. Yeah. So listen, guys, I'm gonna leave on this because, like I said, we've got Lord of the Rings. We need to get through. We're watching the director's cut, which is like I think it's 4 hours 27, 12 hours 27 minutes. We're on the final episode of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Arwen has just got her dad, Lord Elrond, to reforge the sword to give to Aragorn, so Aragorn can return to the throne of Gondor and become king. So we're just at that point, but I've said quite a few times, guys, and quite a few live streams. We are in a situation right now where the police won't help us, the police won't protect you, but the police won't let you protect yourselves. And that's kind of like, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're second-class citizens here. So if you have an altercation with a first-class citizen, you know where that one's going. Laurie Hill is saying, stop, I want to get off. Right, ladies and gentlemen, on that bombshell, I am going to close this down now. You guys have been fantastic. You really have. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys, while I ranted at you for like an hour and 20 minutes. I am going to be back on tomorrow at some point. I hope I can be on in the morning. Like I said, my dad's coming. We've got a tree to take down in the garden. It's in a bit of a, I might even do a video on it. It's in a bit of a peculiar position because I don't want it to fall and damage anything. So we're going to have to get some like ropes and pull it. So I'm maybe taking the tree down tomorrow morning and I'll be able to burn that hopefully next year, but maybe even this year, see what happens. But I will be back on tomorrow, guys, at some point. I'm going to leave you with the crux of this video, which is the headline from the Telegraph. The rights of asylum. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is not me speculating. This is the Home Office have said this, so I think I'm fair in saying it. Okay, the rights of asylum seekers in the United Kingdom trump the rights of the people who live here. That's not me saying it, guys. That is the Home Office advice. You can imagine that, can't you, on the UK website. Home Office advises if you live in the United Kingdom, you are now a second-class citizen. However, if you come to the United Kingdom, you are classed as... It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And they wonder why people are angry. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in the morning. If I don't, I'll see you in the evening. And yeah, just remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have got 4 paydays left before the fat man comes. I mean, Father Christmas.